on today's episode of The Real DJ Show.
Listen, I'm a content whore. There's no secret around this company.
Yes. Sometimes when we talk to other DJs about these things, we go to conventions and talk to other DJs, we sometimes lose perspective of what a DJ thinks. Mickey, can we have some cool graphics? What a DJ thinks versus what is true. Right? True.
Yeah.
What we think.
Yeah.
What is true.
The in all caps, the most wedding awards in my industry. I think that's a bunch of
Oh, hey, it's Kristen and Cassie from Rochester Wedding Magazine.
And you're listening to The Real DJ Show, and you should really listen to us.
Because we know what the we're talking about.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back. The Real DJ Show. My name is Rich Cranston, of course.
What's up? I'm John.
John, we're going to go out to West Coast before we start our first segment here, but
Yeah.
this is the week, man.
It's
In
Vegas
like
week.
3 days, we got next week. We're going to be in Vegas.
MEX, baby.
It could not come.
Dude, I
Effing
need
soon
Vegas so effing bad. I wish y'all could look out our window and see what we're looking at. I need the freaking desert so bad. Oh my God.
Isaac, do us a favor. Show us the sun out of your window.
Yeah. All
real
right.
quick.
What's that? Hold on before we get to there he is. So, of course, the first segment of every show here, the Real DJ Show, is called The One Thing, where we reach out to one of our brothers and sisters in the world of DJing and find out what makes them different. Mickey, give me the One Thing intro.
Let's go.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no.
All right. You want to do the goods?
Yeah.
From the
gonna
West
reach out.
Coast.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen my brother here. Isaac Atkinson, he runs a company called GTE Event Group out of sunny CA.
Where are you in California?
I'm in Fresno, California, Central
my
Valley.
goodness.
That's warm
Yeah.
there, man. That's
Yeah.
warm summers in old Fresno. I know Fresno.
Yes,
That's
it
warm
is.
there, man.
And it's been a couple years since we've actually seen each other, but I've been keeping up with you on Instagram and other socials and stuff, man. You're just killing it. I know we're kind of cut from a similar cloth,
The same family tree.
the same family tree. And that was actually when I saw you last when we were hanging out with Weldon. But you are running just a massive company out there. What do you do? What's going on? What is GTE?
All right. So first, I guess that one thing you were talking about.
Yeah,
my
give us
love
the
of
one
hip-hop.
thing. What's the one thing for GTE?
Yeah, one thing. My love for hip hop kind of just got
Yeah.
me to where we're at today, incorporating real style and technique on turntables and meshing it with weddings. That's kind of what got GTE where we're at today. As far as just how big the company has gotten, man, I'm blessed to have this incredible. No, I wouldn't say they were all talented, but amazing personalities with open minds that I can create and mold and help them become phenomenal entertainers. It's pretty amazing to see some of these guys that are bringing into the company, and within 2 years, people think they've been in this industry for 5, 6, 7 years plus. So, I think training program has a lot to do with kind of what we got going on, as well as our culture. We have an awesome culture of just wanting to be part of the team and hanging out, even when we're not spinning. And I don't know if I got off you guys' question.
No, you did great.
No, that's good.
Talk to me just a little bit more. We're talking about the one thing that makes you different. I do think that a company that started, based on hip hop and the artistry and skill and talent of being a DJ is pretty unique in our space. I mean, a lot of DJ companies don't have their origin that way. Could you just expound on that just a little bit and just tell me like how that still today in your space makes you guys unique? I mean, because I assume that having that background is going to make you guys a unique choice for people.
You know what? I think what really makes us unique is consistency in training. So when I started doing what I did and I built up my personal brand, I quickly realized that in building my brand, it was very hard to duplicate my style, if you will. I couldn't necessarily give myself all of me into someone else and then hope that they can run with what helped me be who I was and the brand that I was creating. And just really the wedding coordinators and planners like, no, Isaac, it's got to be you. So I would say the training programs that were created and how I've learned to work with the talent. So I guess you could say the foundation of my DJs are set. So anytime they go out and perform, it's going to be a phenomenal performance, but with their own creativity, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
You know, so that's kind of one of those things that I really feel that sets us apart is ongoing training and education, man. We are, I take it to another level. I really do.
Well, that's evident and apparent, and it's all. What also is apparent is the fact that your recipe that you're teaching your crew is working.
Well, that's what's right. When you're a multi-op, that's the fear, right? Is that, look, you figured out something yourself that's magic. And then, okay, you want to grow this business, you need more bodies. And then figuring how to allow them to be themselves, be individuals, but recreate the magic that got you started. So you know that, hey, that any person I send out is, you know, at least branded. They know, okay, hey, that came from GT.
Exactly.
You know, that's tricky, man.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Good for you.
I actually heard one of your guys's, I was watching one of your other shows where you guys were talking about how, you know, that's a tricky part. You train people, they leave you, they go start their own company, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in one of Mike Walters' classes one year, and he said, he goes, if someone decides to leave you, you first have to ask yourself, why did they leave you?
Yes.
You know, was it your fault? You know, and you know, you guys talked about having a revolving door in this industry. My revolving door is very, very little. And
awesome.
And I've been able to do that, or not have this revolving door, because one, you know, there's a lot of love that is given here. It's not like, hey, you're just my employee. No, you're your family. And on top of that, it's making sure that they're paid correctly. And then on top of that, and you know, just to let you guys know, my staff, they're actually W-2. We don't do W-9 out here. You know, California is super strict on everything. So they're W-2 employees. And then on top of that, it's just really building this culture. I'll give you a good example. In October, we had this super busy month. And with us coming out of COVID, I realized that some of my staff who are no longer here didn't have the same mindset that they had prior to going into COVID.
Sure.
And they started to become a little bit of unreliable.
Okay.
So I had to kind of cover events with other DJs in the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked some of them so much that I really felt bad and guilty, but we needed this coverage. Well, anyways, we get out of October, right? The first thing I do is rent this big ass party bus, tell my squad, hey, check this out. This is what we're going to do. You know, meet at my house at X time, and we're going to take this party bus and we're going to go to go-kart racing. And this was just for my staff, right?
Okay.
But I told them after go-kart racing, I think it was like 7:30, 8:30 at night, something like that. I want you to tell your families, if you want to invite them, girlfriends, wives, kids, whatever, meet us at Dave & Buster's afterwards at this time.
Yes.
And when they got there, man, we had this spread of food ready to go. I went out and bought, dude, I think it cost me like $2,000, $2,500 in game cards.
So
I could get out to each family, or even to their family for themselves. But that's part of like building that culture, you know, which is very important to keeping and retaining staff. And, you know, they feel loved, and it's hard to walk away from that.
It very, very hard. And to be able to, like, as a business owner, because I struggle with this every year around holiday time, right? So what we're doing, and you know, if people are going to leave, I think they're going. I mean, this would be a whole topic in itself. I think they're just going to leave. But yeah, I mean, we've also been blessed with a very small turnover ratio, and a lot of it's come with like how do you treat people, and that's awesome, dude.
Well, we have a very generous boss also. We got no Dave & Buster's this year. That was pretty dope.
That's pretty sick.
We have a very generous boss. Well, we don't want to get on
Well,
crazy.
you should stick around for another couple spin-off episode here. We should do that.
Before we get to some other segments, Isaac, hit us with your socials and where can people find you to learn from the brilliance of GTE.
So me personally, it's going to be Isaac_Atkinson_. For the company, if you guys wanted to follow the GTE side, it's going to be at GTE Event Group. Because of the success I've had of GTE, I also own the largest photography and video company. It's called Captured with a K. So it's KAPPTURED photography. And if you wanted to follow that, just at Captured Photography on Instagram. And recently, I started a mobile bartending company called In the Mix, Cocktails and Events. And if you want to find us on Instagram for that, it's going to be
love it.
in the mix, cocktails and events as well.
Multiple income
Bro,
sources.
do you sleep?
You know what? Yes, I sleep very well.
Damn.
I just, when I was asked that question, what makes you different, man? It's my mindset. It's how I learned how to build an organization to become a beast, a monster. I want to share something with you guys real quick, and hopefully anyone who's listening can take from this. But recently, I was invited to a vendor networking meeting just to kind of kick off the season. And I kid you not, this was the first time I had vendors come up to me and ask me, like, Isaac, what's your secret? Or how did you do it? Now, they were specific in their question, but I knew what they meant. And it had me thinking, is like, how did I create what I currently have? It was profit. Now, we treat the word profit like it's a bad thing. But if you want to build an empire, you need profit to do it.
Yeah.
And you need the right people to do it. So anyways, man, I don't want to go on a rant.
Yo, man, that ain't a bad word here. That's my favorite
No,
word.
definitely not.
That's my favorite word ever.
And I know I would love to catch up with you in Vegas. So drink some time just to catch up. And
what night do you get in, man? We're getting Sunday night. It's on Sunday night. We get off a plane.
What are you guys doing Sunday night? I was thinking about taking my team golfing.
Oh, that's awesome.
We getting kind of late on Sunday, but it's on Sunday night.
We'll connect off there.
We're gonna keep Isaac for a couple more segments, man. You're the man. Appreciate you very much. Mickey, that was the one thing. Let's go.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell him run it up. No sleep, no rest.
All right, hey, so that was Isaac Atkinson from GTE Event Group. Really cool dude.
What a good dude.
Yeah, he's got some great experience.
Guy's
he's
got
come
9
a long
jobs.
way. But yeah, so all right, new topics, and when we're in production, trying to figure out what we're going to be talking about, and like what's current and contemporary in our language, in our world. We want to kind of we've looked at boards, we've looked at what's going on YouTube, and what questions about. I think the thing that DJs just want to know are what they think versus what is actual.
What's funny is over the last year, we were making these episodes and some common threads started popping up. And those same common threads that popped up are like still the most common things that DJs are asking on social media and YouTube. Some like basic questions that you always roll your eye when you see that. But I think there is still a disconnect between what DJs think and what is true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we talk to other DJs about these things, we go to conventions and talk to other DJs, we sometimes lose perspective of what a DJ thinks. Mickey, can we have some cool graphics? What a DJ thinks versus what is true. Right? True.
Yeah.
What we think.
Yeah.
What is true. All right. So maybe what are some of those? Well, how about, I think this comes up a lot on DJ socials and YouTube, that high-end clients expect elaborate light shows.
Sure.
That's what we think. I think that's very permeated out there. When we do setup wars, you see these insanity things that people are
just like
bringing.
the trade show floor at these conventions. I mean,
Right?
it's like ingrained in us. They walk in, it's like, whoa.
We're not immune to
Like
that.
sensory overload. Like, I got to get that. I got to get that. I got to get that. And
Right.
It's like a cat with a laser.
Right. So what then really is true? Now, look, we do this scientifically. We try to poll clients and we poll like high-end venue managers and try to figure out what's real. Do people really, if they're spending a lot of money on a DJ, are they expecting an elaborate light show?
Because that's the question. If I'm watching a show, right, I'm saying, all right, well, who the hell are these guys? Like, whatever they're saying, how is that the right answer? Well, it's because we talk to people, and we talk to people outside of our market and outside of our state.
Well, shameless
You know what I mean?
plug also.
So-
Go back and look at some old episodes because we've had some venue managers on this show tell us what they think about that. But let's recap. So, Rich, what do you think about that? What versus DJs think versus what's true? Are high-end clients expecting elaborate light shows at a high-end big-ticket event?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, it is a distinct minority. The amount of times that a client has come to us looking for club-like experience, light shows. I have yet to have a client ask me for dancing on a cloud. I mean, not to say it's not cool, but in our market, I mean, no, definitely not. It's all about experience and the delivery of music and the customer management and the whole planning experience. It still trumps that.
I'm going to say what I think in 1 second. I want to get Dre. By the way, we have Andre with us over there on the couch. He's got a broken wing.
Shit. You're laughing, poor dude. Jeez.
Sorry. I feel like I'm the only one who's not beat up today. We won't talk about it. But all right, Dre, look, you're our production manager. You are the dude who arranges to get all of our gear from here to where we're doing events. We do what? Can you explain to the audience? And look, we are considered a high-end, expensive, high-ticket. I mean, I had to check, but last time I checked, our average ticket price for a wedding is about $3,300. So, right? What are we setting out for lights for these shows, Andre?
It's very basic. It gets the job done and it does the job well. And those are the bullet points that I really think that DJs should be focusing on and stressing. Getting the job done minimalistically and well.
Keyword minimalistic.
You said a great word there.
You don't need to bring, the light show to end all light shows if you have the right fixtures. And I think that we really focus on trying to find the right fixtures, and we're ever evolving, pulling old fixtures out, putting new fixtures in, trying different things. But there's one or two fixtures. If you spend the money and you get the right fixtures, then you can come with less gear and give the same experience.
For the people watching this, what's the last time a client has asked you, hey, what type of lights do you bring?
Well, I'll go a step further than that. Not only are they not asking, and I'm going to build up a progression. Not only they're not asking, when we've gone out, because we're not immune. We walk into the old Mobile Beat or now MEX, and we see American freaking DJ or Chavez booth.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we've got to have that.
It's like a cat with a laser.
We try to find some way to incorporate that into our...
And we've bought stuff. Being there, how dope is this? We bring it home, we put it on our website, and no one gives a rat's ass about it.
And they don't want to pay more or extra for it.
So let's go even further. So not only do they not ask, not only if you find something cool and try to sell it, will they not care or want to pay money for it. In fact, what I found by doing like A/B comparisons when I'm doing presentations is if you bring up the fact that you don't have an elaborate light show, that you do have a minimalistic setup, you will actually be able to sell at a higher rate than if you say, I have this elaborate light show. Because what's happened now with high-end clients is they're so nervous about a DJ who is bringing a carnival to their super decored, well-planned, like detailed for the design of it wedding. Yes. They're so scared of a DJ who is bringing that spin and puke setup that we always talk about. They're so scared about that. When I say that, yes, we bring dance floor lights to get the job done, but on a very minimalistic way, it actually closes sales say you do less.
And if you could show them pictures of what you deliver, and I mean, telling them is one thing, but showing them is a completely different thing. And the more you can use videos and photos to show them exactly what you're talking about, the relief just melts off their face.
When I bring up, because look, when I'm doing we're going to actually, in another episode soon, talking about adapting your presentation to modern, ideas. But when in a presentation, I get to the point, I'm kind of bullet pointing what they're getting for their money. And I say, yes, and we bring, some fun dance rights. Let me put a little asterisk by this for you, that I want to tell you as prospective clients, and I want you to know that for us, the source of pride of our company does not come from how blinged out our table is. And I say, look, you have a gorgeous venue that I'm sure you're going to spend a lot of money designing your way. What we don't want is your guests to walk in and go, oh my gosh, this room is so pretty, but there's the freaking DJ with their Aerosmith concert going on in the corner over there.
Yes.
When I say something to that effect, the nods and the overwhelming look of relief is unbelievable.
And this is just not coming from your brain, your imagination. This is coming from clients. And not all these clients book with us because, we meet with thousands of clients each year. Yeah, right? Yeah. Not all of them book with us, but we still had this conversation and we still get the same reactions that you're talking about.
Just look behind the curtain here a little bit. We put a lot of investment in very specific measurement of how successful a presentation is. We try one way, another way, test it, see what conversion rates are. If you're not keeping those kind of statistics on your sales, you're doing yourself a disservice. You don't know, is it working or not? And I'm telling you from my experience that when you say that, hey, we have a minimalistic setup, that we're not bringing a carnival lights to your wedding, I'm telling you, high-end clients get excited.
Yes.
And it's a positive.
If you want to be in the luxe market. And minimalistic is just that, minimalistic. Just enough to splash the dance floor with some color. That's it. You don't need you need a pair of lights from every single category. Scanner, mover, wash. I mean, you don't need all that.
And I'm not trying to like not get sponsored by Chauvet or something. Sorry, guys. But like, you don't even really need, these sound switches and things that are doing these elaborate light shows. Look, like I said, our average ticket price, which to some might not be a lot. But for us, it's the high end of our market. Like I said, average ticket price, I'd have to check today, but right now it's about $3,300-ish is what our average ticket price is. You know what we bring to a wedding for lights? Dre, tell them what we bring pretty commonly with the fixtures specifically.
We bring 2 wash effects.
2 non-moving wash effects. One each side of the...
Get the reactions with your customer service and the music you deliver.
And now we're
That's
actually implementing also some smaller, like 2 smaller moving heads, but not like spot moving heads, but wash moving heads. Same kind of idea. Simple, does the job, gives a fun splash of color. All right, I think
just to close this out, if you don't believe us, go on someone's wedding wire. Go on our wedding wire, The Knot. Look at the reviews, right? You are not going to find a single review on there that says, "Oh my gosh, the light show at my wedding was unbelievable." And I'm going to talk about that.
In the last year, we've taken our website of the offerings, and we have like shrunk that sucker down to the basics, and we're doing more. We're more sales. Like we're beating it up.
You get the
Talk
idea.
to us more. You get the idea. All right.
Okay.
Some of the things that DJs think versus reality. That high-end venues and customers expect elaborate setup. So now we're not move away from the lights, but like your
actual setup,
your
and we're including
table.
now venues.
Right. So
sure.
that if you are spending a lot of money or someone's spending a lot of money on you, that your setup should be really elaborate, right?
So we do setup wars a lot. We've seen a lot of different content for setups. We've seen a wide variety of setups. What is one thing that you've seen that's most common amongst these setups that DJs are doing?
It's way too much stuff. Well, it's white. First of all, what I hate, white stretch fabric with some kind of freaking LED on it. But look, I think what I've seen a lot in these setup wars is people getting really elaborate with their facades, like designs and front boards that have TVs on them and like patterns and cutouts and all lit up.
And they're bringing the entire contents of their garage or storage unit.
Yeah,
to every single wedding and venue.
Multiple totems. Insane stuff. But what's real? Versus what we're asking again, clients and venues is it's really the opposite of what they're hoping.
It just needs to be simple, minimalistic, and enough to get the job done. You don't need. You really should take a peek at whatever venue you're at. You can't bring every single piece of equipment you own to a venue, because if you're in a barn, we've seen a ton of these. If you're in a barn and you
land a space shuttle
exactly
in the corner, you have
your totems or your speakers are all white, and you have a white stretch fabric, and you're putting purple. It doesn't go. You're in a barn with wood, and you're putting purple.
And here's the thing
with a white stretch fabric
to remember. Is that if you're a Lux client or a Lux vendor, right, you're dealing with Lux clients who are spending an insane amount of money with a designer and with rentals and florals are setting up vignettes and like tablescapes that are crazy.
That they're trying to achieve.
Right. And none of that I've seen that's trendy is I'm going to park my space shuttle in the corner over there.
You go into a venue and you're doing your room scan. Oh my gosh, it looks great. The cake and the sweetheart table and it just sticks out like a sore thumb.
In fact, again, when we talk about that at a consultation, when you say that, hey, look, we're doing everything that we can to get the job done, but disappear.
Fade into the back.
Which is, if you watched our last episode, maybe beyond this episode, I forget where we're putting things, but we did a setup wars where literally the dude was using a column array set of black speakers and had those really dope tube, what those things called, I forget like 6 of those.
Stereo tubes?
Yeah. Which are nasty, but very minimalistic. And the guy had, or girl, I don't know who the DJ was, had their deck literally on a base that had 4 legs. And lights off, lights are going. It freaking disappeared.
Yeah, the room looked great.
But it looks so nasty.
Yeah.
Right. And we bring in venue managers. They say the same thing to us.
So, I mean, we're poo-pooing all this stuff, right? So, I mean, like, how do you do it?
We're never getting sponsored by.
But just like, for the people watching, like, all right, so what's minimalistic mean? Like, what do I do? I got all this stuff. Rich is telling me to bring different things at different venues. Like, where do I go from here?
So, Dre, again, as the expert of who gets stuff from here to there, I think that there is something in our business model about, like, we keep this simple. It keeps transportation simple. The setup looks simple. Clients happy, venues happy. What does that look like?
It's different for each venue. You have to know your venue. And I am a firm believer that, having backup gear, having, subs, having tops of different sizes.
Sure.
Is a must. You don't have to bring it all to every wedding, but some venues are bigger.
Scalability.
Some venues, you need the sub. Some venues, you don't need the sub. So it's knowing the venue that you're working and knowing what to bring.
But what's the common aesthetic, right? Like for us, we have, you can't see on camera here, but over there is our bays of all of our gear.
So
what are we sending out with a DJ?
2 speakers, speaker stands, and socks for the speaker stands, a facade to go around the front of your table, the DJ's rack, and wash effect lights.
What color is it?
It's all black.
All black. And I will mention, too, is if we're in a larger venue that we can get a sub in, we will bring a sub.
Sure.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of
appropriate,
DJs, including myself. I firmly believe a sub should be with every single set of gear that goes out.
Almost.
But we were at the Sinclair a couple weeks ago, Dre, where
Dope
it was so small. And they actually have a policy you cannot bring a subwoofer because the place is so old, it'll break their windows.
Rattle the place to death.
Yeah.
But, we're down the hall at the Arbor Loft, and, I mean, we can bring a concert over there. But our setup is different down the hall at a larger venue.
Well, it's scalable.
It's scalable. That's the key.
Exactly.
That's the key term.
But the aesthetic is very similar.
It's similar.
The
Black.
other key point that I want to bring up is for the longevity, if you're a one-op, the longevity of your business and you being in this business is not bringing the house to every single event.
You'll kill yourself.
You will kill yourself. You will
suck
wear
all the
yourself
profit out of it.
And it makes for a much longer day, if there's more chances that something's going to go wrong with the more stuff that you bring. It's technology.
And I've talked to different DJs. That's a great point. I've talked to different DJs. One in particular, who's hey, I love the teardown. I love the setup and teardown. That's part of the game. Let me tell you something. In this game, I'm not that old, but I've been in this game for 23 years. Do the math. It gets tiring. I'm old. Okay, I want to get home. I want to have a snack and see my family. Not spend 3 hours on teardown, bro.
I love DJ. I love it. Like, love it. Exclamation point. But yeah, I think there's an insecurity, right, in general about our category that we feel like to command these higher rates, right, that you need to justify that by all this Sorry, scan that out if you want. But, we looked at it in the setup course. TVs on totems for what? TV on the front board of your facade for what? Right? Like, what are you accomplishing? Seriously. Besides, I feel like I need to bring more to charge more. You don't. Just be good at your job.
The common feeling, emotion that comes out of weddings is, I love this term. People will always remember the way you make them feel, right? You don't see comments about how awesome the ice sculpture was. You don't see comments like that. It's how they danced, how much fun they had. It's, how good the food tasted. Like these are the comments that people are saying about weddings.
Great segue. Like, wow, you planned that. Like you're a professional.
Sure. Segues.
But the last thing we want to talk about, like what we think, graphic here, Mickey, versus what is true, is about quick mixing.
Yes.
Or, the art of DJing at a wedding. That the things that we think, because I know DJs think this, because every time that somebody smart like Nick or Joe or somebody goes on YouTube and puts up a video about quick mixing. Spinelli had a really good session with a DJ Ragoza recently, who I love that guy. Like here's a plug, half of my DJ set sometimes is DJ Ragoza stuff.
Sure.
I love his stuff.
Yeah, he puts out a lot.
But there's so many comments on those kind of posts where DJs come in and say, meh, mixing is not that important at weddings. People want to hear full versions of songs. Doesn't work in my market. I have that something later, but doesn't work in my market. People want to hear the whole songs. No one cares but DJs. Is that something that we think, or is that something that is true?
Let me tell you something. We have a very small market in Rochester, New York.
Ain't big.
If we were in a different market, we totally could be charging more and getting it, right? That is absolutely not true. You totally can quick mix at weddings and do a hell of a job at it if you do it right and if you do it at the right times with the right songs, right?
Yeah, well, look, we've made a business model on it. So we do this BPM segment where we talk about it. In one previous episode, we had a BPM segment. It was Dre and I were debating, and it was, hey, is it better to be, or I think Spinelli did a video about this. Is it better to be good at marketing, or is it better to be good at DJing, right? Overwhelmingly, everyone says it's better to be good at marketing, which I guess is still true. However, I would say that once you're at a certain level of competency as a DJ company, you're successful, things are going well. A large differentiation between you and somebody else that you can create is that you can say our DJs are incredibly talented, and then you make that like a focus of your marketing. And for us, I don't want to give away, the milk here when I want them to buy the cow from us at some point, but like we do open houses virtually on Zoom where we show our DJs and show off their talent so our clients can see it, and we can point out that other DJ company doesn't do this and we can. And does it work?
Yes. Overwhelmingly.
Insanely.
And you have wedding planners and couples like just, asking for you by name. And let me tell you something, a little secret. They're not asking for you because they love the color of your suit or whatever you're wearing, right? It's because you treat their clients well and you deliver an unbelievable performance contained with music.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Dre, chime in here. We show you off all these videos, look at the goods, right? And this is a real thing.
Rich really nailed it on the head when he said that it is doable at a wedding when done at the right times. Obviously,
we're going to talk about that and coming up here, another topic for another episode. Yeah.
Obviously, if it's an important song to them, playing 30 seconds of a 3-minute song isn't the right.
Well, you read that wrong. Yeah.
It isn't the right way to go. But, I think that attention spans of people are very short.
Yes.
So sometimes they love that song, but they don't love the whole song. Sometimes you only need 30 to 45 seconds, a minute of the song, and they get that feeling that Rich was talking about of, I remember back when, and then, okay, on to the next thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I don't know for you guys, I mean, all of us are artists here. I mean, we all are different, we give our performance in a different way, right? But for me, when I do my music, I want to take the audience on an experience. Like my performance is an experience. I want to tug on those memories, like you said, right? From their middle school days, from their high school days, from the college days, right? Then you get grandma or your aunt or your uncle over there. And of course, we got to deal them some cards too. And we want to give them some memories. And music brings out emotion. It brings out emotion. Whether you're at the gym, you're running, you had a hard day, you're on your way home from work, you had a hard day, maybe you're putting on something a little bit harder, or you're at a wedding celebrating your sister's marriage. It brings out emotion, and us as DJs, we have to be able to forecast and forecast and extract what those people want and deliver that. And that's how you get jaw-dropping dance floors.
I think why DJs say that you don't need to do it at weddings, why they say that is because not everyone has heard this before, right? They're uneducated that this kind of wedding DJ performance can exist. Mm-hmm. But when they do see it, when they get a glimpse of what a dance floor looks like, when a DJ is very talented and can blend music and not play the whole song, and they see what that can do, then they're believers.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you see a wedding, when we get these reviews that say, holy S-balls, craziest wedding I have ever seen. is likely somebody that has never been to a wedding where a DJ has done those things. So when they see it, or you educate them, or you show them somehow when they're making a buying decision, this is something that we do that maybe you're not going to experience with other vendors, it does become a selling point.
Yeah.
Because you can show them a piece of that.
Because they're used to one extreme or the other. And here's the problem that we have in our industry is that most of the DJs are on one extreme or another. It's the cheesy DJ on one end who sings during cocktail hour, okay? Or it's some ultra club DJ that's scratching and just doing a whole bunch of craziness at a wedding. So what you just described, in my opinion, is, oh my gosh, that was the craziest wedding ever. It was, they saw or experienced a DJ that was in the middle.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
where we fall. And
I agree.
That's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
In our market, we see a lot of that first example that I mentioned. And
yes,
you see that going to conventions. We're going to see that in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I mean, on the show floor. And I think, yeah, that's my opinion. Sorry if I pissed you off, but
no, look, I think that what we think, and we've said this before, like, hey, is what's more important, good marketing or good DJing? In good marketing is still more important. I believe that, but you can differentiate yourself.
That will do marketing in itself,
right? All right,
because people will start talking about you.
That was our core topic.
That's it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a good segment we just did. You know what time it is?
Absolutely. We should do it.
It's time, man. It is time for everyone's, I don't know if it's everyone's favorite, it's my favorite, game of competitive DJ debate. We call it beats per minute or BPM.
Mickey, roll the intro.
Roll the intro.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bag.
All right, so this is BPM. You guys, I don't know if you know how it works or not. It's kind of egocentric of me think you know how it works.
We have some predetermined questions that Mickey's going to draw from his wheel, right? And he's going to propose a question, and then we each get 1 minute.
1 minute.
60 seconds each, and of course we're going to
Isaac's with us. What's up?
As well. And then we have Andre Powell, who's sitting on the February Love couch behind us.
He's on the couch.
Yep. And he's going to be
you guys
refereeing and
you guys get to tell us who was right, who said something smart.
And
so we get 1 minute each. Our judges will tell us who said the most smart things in that 1 minute. Rich cheats. He always goes a minute and a half.
Okay. I'm sorry, Captain Long-Windedness.
I am long-winded.
So, hey, Isaac. So, John and I will do one, and then I'll bow out, and then you can debate John. All right?
Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, Mickey, spin the wheel of death and tell us our first question.
Your first question today. Top 3 characteristics you can do right now to improve your branding. Go.
Number 1, the first thing I always tell DJs if they're trying to improve their brand, like what do I do first? It's get in your effing car and go drive and go meet every venue manager you can get to in a car. You bring them a Starbucks gift card and you say, hey, I want to be your favorite. How do I do that? What do you like? What do you don't like about what DJs do at your venue? That's number 1. Number 2, you got to up your social game. People find you right now on socials. If you're not good at it, find someone who is good at it. And you got to have that going on. And number 3, you have got to make your presentation good. If you don't know what that is or how to write a presentation that is emotion evoking, that takes advantage of your home field advantage, whatever that is, you've got to do that. Those 3 things, get your ass on a car, up your social game, and make sure your presentation is dope. That's how you build a good brand. Rich, go. Was that a minute?
No, that was good. That was actually
49 seconds.
that was probably your quickest response
49
ever.
seconds.
49 seconds.
I do like your content. I'm going to add in a couple more. All right.
It's actually 49.
You gotta have 3.
49.
What do you mean a couple more? You have to have 3. Did you hear the question? 3 things.
Can you let me finish?
Sorry,
bro?
I'm out.
That's all right. That's all good. So, so viewing your business from 3 angles. One is, from the outside angle, which is you have to improve your appearance. So your appearance on socials, website, whatever that means, whether you're at a
I'm
bridal
like, this is
show.
all you get. I can't improve this. I'm 47 years old.
It has to be more than good, right? So that needs to be polished. Number 2 is you've got to improve on who refers you. So that's going to be based on your vendors. Networking was great. So you register for some bridal shows. You get to meet more vendors. You get to tell them what you're all about.
I should have said
them
bridal
something
show.
that you're new,
good.
right? So, I mean, Isaac, you have a lot of stuff under your umbrella. You got to tell them about that. Number 3, you have to improve your performance. So if all these 2 things look great, but you suck either on the microphone or behind the turntables, number 1 and number 2 does not work. So you have to include performance and education in part of that recipe.
Damn, he said
top 3 things from Cranston.
I should have said networking. That was
And
good. Damn it. All right.
53 seconds.
53.
Cranston.
All right. So Isaac first. Who said smarter stuff?
Oh, man, I got to tell you, I think I'm going to go with you, John. I liked it, John. Rich, your stuff was cool, but John, loved your information. It was more, what was the word? It's more,
Intelligent?
I'd say relatable.
Articulate?
Yeah, you came from a business mindset there, Rich.
All right.
I love it, bro. So
Dre.
does that mean Johnny gets the GTE hat?
But can I add something on there?
Please.
Can I add
Yeah,
something?
that's why you're here, bro.
I totally want to add something. And you hit it at the end, John, networking. If you can be the one creating a network group within your industry,
Yeah, man.
that makes your brand just soar.
I wish I had
And
said that. It's so
the
right.
thing is, you don't really have to push your brand. People will automatically relate to it because you're the one doing cool shit.
Yes.
You win. Actually,
Wait till
that
you
was
hear
it.
Moneyball, too. Moneyball, the presentation that we're giving at MEX, you're going to love that.
Unsolicited sponsorship here.
Yeah.
Our presentation at MEX is called Moneyball.
Dre, did we miss anything? Would
Dre.
you like to add on?
Bring it home, Dre.
You guys hit the nail right on the head. Those are the biggest things. Obviously, there are more things that you could do. But if you're looking for the biggest,
We're saying who's
things-
right, Dre. Who's right?
Oh, who's right?
Who was right?
You both said the same thing in different words.
Oh, Jesus.
He's afraid he's going to get fired.
Yeah. That's so
the funny
non-committal.
thing is, and you have 4 DJs here, 5 if you're counting Mickey in the production room,
5 in the box.
none of which includes exhibition floor and gear. Interesting.
Yeah, no one said buy better gear.
Yes. Very good.
Buy some white gear and put some LEDs on it. That'll make you a good DJ.
Throw some LEDs
All right, so
on
Isaac
the
saw the sample, right?
Right.
And
That was
so
the example.
I'm gonna bow out, and
All right.
we're gonna. Isaac's gonna take my spot.
Here we go,
So it's gonna
bro.
be Isaac,
Me and you, mano
v.
y mano.
Johnny Roach, Mickey. What is question number 2?
This next one's about TikTok. Adding and managing yet another social media platform. Is it worth it or no?
Got me on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. However, what I know about branding is why not? You think about the kids that are growing up. What platform are they consuming? The ones in high school are on TikTok more. So ultimately, TikTok is probably going to become the new Instagram as we move forward. As these kids nowadays, or 20s, people in 20s would say Facebook is their parent social network and Instagram's there. So I figure if we're on the TikTok platform now, we will be there to get their business when it's time for them to host their own event, weddings, etc., that type of stuff. But I'm not on TikTok, so I can't really talk from that angle. Just kind of my perspective or my take on where it's going.
I feel you on that. And I think you said some really smart stuff there. To make this a debate show, I guess I should say something at least somewhat different than what you said, but I agree with you. The answer here is why not? I would say probably, is it worth it yet? I don't know, right? Because as you mentioned, the demographic of people that are getting married, their sweet spot right now is Instagram. And that's where people are digesting this content. But like you said, the reason people ask, I'm going to make a metaphor here. People ask us why we spend so much time at bridal shows, because like you guys don't need a bridal show. People refer you. Why are you going to a bridal show? And the answer is because, you know, I want business 5 years from now. I'm going to a bridal show to network because I want business 5 years from now. I don't need to fill my calendar this year. It's not for that. It's for, you know, building to be built to last and built for the future. And being on TikTok will be doing the same thing. Now, the reality is there's some app I'm sure that Mickey knows how to do that you can post to Instagram and TikTok at the same time. So why the hell aren't you doing it? Because you could be automatically without even having to think about it. But the answer is, yeah, I don't know if it's worth it yet just because I'm not there yet. But we probably should be because, hey, 5 years from now, that could be the platform where people in our demographic are digesting information.
Right. So, hey,
Rich Dre.
Yeah, go Rich.
Well, don't feel bad. We're not on TikTok either, and I think very highly of your socials and your content. Listen, I'm a content whore. There's no secret around this company.
Yes.
Okay? I am the content whore of Encore Events.
Gigantic whore.
But we're not on TikTok, and it's not time for us to do that. And I know that because when I ask clients and I show them the back end of our portal, there is a TikTok function with all of the latest popular songs from TikTok. And the reaction I'm getting from clients is like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use that. So when that changes, We'll think about that, but that right now that platform isn't good for us. And the last thing I'll say is I remember sitting on a seminar, I think it was put on by Sonny Gangley, who's the chief marketing officer at Wedding Wire, and he was talking about the future of marketing. And what Isaac was saying is very true, right? So when that demographic, when our kids are going to be getting married, is TikTok going to be the platform in which they will use? But one thing I am seeing from that seminar that I sat in is people's our target market of clients, their fear of the U.S. mail and how they pay.
God, everyone's scared of mail.
I don't know how it is in California, but I'm seeing more clients do certified mail or, anything different than check. You know what I mean? So like Venmo and Cash Apps, we don't do that. But, credit card is obviously the most popular method of payment right now, and it's because of security and expediency.
We got to think about the next thing, right? Dre, what do you think? Go ahead and say it. Of who was right?
Isaac's right.
Isaac's right.
He
went first.
Yeah, the first person is always the right person.
All right.
I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah. But the reality is, it comes down to it. It's like how much effort would it take to be on that platform versus the reward. And the reality is we probably spent an afternoon figuring out how to do Instagram with some kind of app that did it simultaneously to TikTok, which I know exists because I see people do it.
Yeah.
Then we probably should be. But
well, I think it's different. And the last thing to move on, I think it's different between markets too, because I know DJs who don't use Facebook anymore because they don't get traffic from Facebook, but
we get tons.
We do. So that works for us, and obviously Instagram, YouTube is huge, but
all right. All right. Question number 3.
All right, this one's actually very appropriate for right now. It's Wedding Wire and the Not award time. Do you post these badges and achievements?
I post them. I post them because any content that I can get out in front of people, that's the reason. Am I really seeing those awards as a credible source? I'll keep my mouth shut, because we're on the show. However, it really is what the consumer sees. If you give me something that I can, hey, guys, check this out. I'm talking about the news here, right? For a press release. Here's a company here in the Central Valley just won this national award from this wedding website. Yeah, I'm going to milk that as much as I possibly can.
I feel you.
But do I really think it means anything?
Dre, do you know about these things? Do you want to comment on this, or do you want me to take it?
You know what? I'm going to let you take this one, John.
All right, I'll debate him on this.
I've got a... Yeah, I'll let you debate him.
Of course, you're right, Isaac. There's no bad content. Allow me to offer, though, on top of the doesn't mean anything. I'll take it one step. Not only does it not mean anything, I think I almost don't want to be grouped with the people that are posting this because they are now giving that badge to basically anyone, right? It's like you joke, like, how everyone has the Wordle now? They're posting all over their Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, like everyone's little green squares.
I still don't know what that is.
I'll talk about it later. But it's just noise now. It's just nonsense. And the fact is, I see vendors that are posting that badge from Wedding Wire. I'm like, I almost don't want to post it so people don't get confused that kind of vendor and our company are even in the same category. Like, I don't want to be associated. And look, I love Wedding Wire. We get tons of leads from them. It's a great platform for us on a business standpoint. But no, we didn't post that. This year, for the first time in a lot of years, we've taken off all of our signatures. One is just hard to keep up with, but I don't want to post it because the people that are posting that, the people that are like celebrating it in our market, are not necessarily vendors that I want to be like put on the same platform as. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Rich, well, this is both right. But
in my opinion, I think the problem is, and Isaac said it, was the customer doesn't know.
That's true.
Right? They see an award like that. They see a nice glass $45 thing that you get from Wedding Wire or whatever you can buy. And oh, wow, awards. So these guys must be good, right? It's a published author. The book may suck, but they're a published author. They wrote a little pamphlet on how to plan a wedding. So I think the differentiation between the customer, it looks good.
I guess so.
But I hate those things. They're so watered down. It's a participant. I got slapped a little bit because I posted on my Instagram. I'm like, it's a participation trophy. Really? Like
it's not even.
Vendors don't even do that. And I worked very hard for this award.
Did someone say that to you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
So if I may weigh in just for a hot
because I do
second.
believe that people do work hard for it, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I also think there's a lot of people taking advantage of what it is, and you're right, John. I don't want to be grouped in with those guys either.
Yeah. What do you think, Dre?
So just for my own personal, so I can say something, if anybody is using Wedding Wire or The Knot as a gradient to find a vendor, there is a list on their website of all the people who have won these awards. So,
but it's everybody.
Yeah, but it literally
Basically.
is everybody. So if somebody's going to Wedding Wire or not and saying, "Hey, I want to pick a DJ. Let me see which DJs won this award."
Yeah.
They're gonna see a list without us going, "Hey, look at us. We're that guy who won that award. That so did everybody else."
Yeah, and look, I know what you're saying about the client perception is, "Ooh, cool, that company is been recognized." But for me, our more important source of referrals is going to be from other vendors and venues. And I just try to think like them. When I see like, I don't know, some DJ company or whoever celebrating, like putting it all over their socials, they won that. I'm thinking a certain way about them. Like, dude, you are celebrating nonsense. And so like, would people feel the same way about us? I think about that. Like, what is one of our vendor partners who knows what this is all about thinking if we go and like post that and like celebrate? I don't know.
Well, another DJ in our market posted today, you know, the in all caps, the most wedding awards in my industry. I think that's a bunch of right? I don't care how many. You've been around for 25 plus years. Are you good like right now? That's the thing. And number two, I love how this works because you need reviews. You need positive reviews from customers, right?
Sure.
So that has to be real. So there is a real tangible thing going on where it's like the customer is evaluating a buying decision and it's based on third-party credibility, which are reviews.
Right.
So that's, I guess you got to be doing great work in order to get the reviews, and that looks good, which I see vendors and stuff like that, but couples are actually looking at third-party sites.
Sure.
Like The Knot and Wedding Wire.
I this is not
to make their buying decision.
I'm not, making any kind of statement that I don't see the value in Wedding Wire and The Knot. Of course, this is no indictment of the Wedding Wire and The Knot. They're critically important to our business in a real way. I mean, in a substantial way. I'm just saying, but the award thing. It's like, I don't know, like a DJ company that in 2022 is posting on their socials, we have the largest library of music in Western New York. Like, dude, that hasn't been a thing since the internet was a thing. Like, you don't like who's celebrating the fact they have more CDs?
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And to me, this is in a similar vein to that. Like, hey, look at us. We won a Wedding Wire award. I'm like, well, of course you did. Because like everybody.
Yeah.
Won that. Anyway.
That's good.
All right. That was BPM.
Great stuff. That was BPM. Nice job.
Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, I get the bag.
All right, hey guys. So that was a great segment before. This is a great segment coming up. It's our
Setup
favorite.
Wars. Setup Wars is always good. Plus, especially we have someone like Isaac in the mix.
I can't wait to hear his opinion.
Yeah.
This is what Setup Wars is. But before Mickey, give me the Setup Wars video first. Let's get us in the mood. All right. So this is Setup Wars. What happens is we go out and we solicit from other DJ companies to send in pictures of their setups, or we find them on the internet if they've made them public. And for entertainment purposes only.
That's the thing.
No one get in a bunch.
No one get butthurt. I mean, it's just for educational, learning, entertainment,
and opinion,
and just opinion from a bunch of DJs who know their stuff.
So we're going to look at some pictures of some DJ setups, and around the room, we're going to comment on that, and then give it a score. And we'll put an aggregate score here in the post-production.
Yep.
But,
and we have a special guest from the West Coast.
Yeah,
we have
still
Mr. Isaac Atkinson is still here from GTE.
My man.
And I'm really looking forward to hearing your vision on how you guys do things out in California.
I am too, because usually it's just us in an echo chamber saying the same thing. So I'm excited to hear what Isaac has to say about these things. But here is number one. We'll let Isaac go first on this setup. What do you think, Isaac? Setup number one here?
Oh, first and foremost, I hate the blast zone. You guys know what the blast zone is?
It feels good. Blasted. It feels good. Let it out.
The blast zone that they created, like if someone were to come up and request a song, what is the likelihood you as a DJ are going to hear whatever they're saying? I mean,
Zero.
you're right in the freaking blast zone, So those speakers are way too close to the entertainer. Not only that, man, if you want to say something on the microphone, you're going to have to babysit that microphone. Yeah, I mean, it's a mess. kudos for having quality gear, at least from the speaker standpoint. And the lights, they're not too bad. Get the job done. But man, that whole light bar going across, no. I mean,
a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on.
A kid party, maybe, house party in the backyard. I would not use this for any of my corporate clients, my weddings. No.
Gotcha.
Dre, you want to go next?
Yeah. It's not clean. It's not sleek. It's not slender. It's not.
That's the second time today you said the word slender as far as setup boards goes. That's creepy.
It's in my personal opinion, the light bars and the gig bars or whatever they are on top, it's not aesthetically pleasing.
Andre likes his skim milk for DJ setups.
He wants things
not
slender.
like full fat. You get a full fat DJ setup, Andre's not going to like you.
No. I like minimalistic.
I like that word.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rich?
I think I mean, me and T-bars. I like everything all nice and sleek. It's all black, and I don't see many cables, and I like how you're using the poles versus stands. But Isaac brought us some great points. That you're on the microphone, you're gonna get squawks all over the place, and that person coming up and request a song is going to get...
Well, you guys have kicked the living shit out of this person, so allow me to be one that says some positive things.
He does have 2 subs.
Well,
so
look, it is some quality gear, right? It's not Radio Shack stuff. I would say this, they've done some basic things right. They understand they need something to cover up their technology. Like, there's a facade here. There's some thought. They've done some basic wire management. So, okay, you got to give this person some credit. Also, true and dear to my heart, usually when you get somebody who's new, they want everything white with everything lit up purple. And this person has made a mind of, okay, I'm more minimalistic. It's black. I like it. However, then the rest of it falls apart. Someone needs to tell this DJ, look, less is more. You don't need 9 fixtures. Literally, I'm counting at least 9, maybe 10 or 11. Oh, there's lasers on top. Less is more. I mean, you don't need that many fixtures of lighting to be a credible DJ and put on a nice, fun, aesthetic light show. This is too much shit. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, they hand you a DJ starter kit instruction sheet and go buy 2 gaudy gig bars, where this same person could have spent a third of the money, buy 2 wash effects and put them there, and it would look good and give you a way better light show and not this spin and puke, as we call them, things going on there. But look, they've done some basic things correctly. But yeah, that's just from the aesthetic standpoint. From a technology standpoint, that facade table thing is probably 4 feet across, maybe. Dude, those speakers are like 5 feet apart. It's going to blow up. I mean, you try to use a microphone to say anything, and you're not going to hear a damn thing. He's got to hide under that table with the EQ at all times to say any word about it.
Back. Every time you got to make it an outfit.
You got to be like way back here. Hi. Now introducing the bride and groom.
Yeah.
All right. So score time. Isaac, give us a score from 0 to 10. You can use decimal points if you want to be persnickety.
0 being poop and 10 being the best.
What do you got?
Give him a 4.
4. Okay.
4. Dre,
what do you got?
4.28.
All right, get out of here with your freaking decimal points. You're just getting silly now.
3.5 for me.
Yeah, I think 4 was right at it. I think it's a 4. Yep. All right, cool.
All right.
Mickey.
What else you got, Mickey?
What did Andre say? Slender speakers? Slender?
Dre,
Okay.
do you like this? It's slender. All right, so we'll go backwards this time. I'll go first, then we'll work towards Andre. All right, well, look, I mean, those are nice speakers. I was wondering, is this the same DJ as last time? It's the same facade. And they got more room in this. So, yeah, okay, aesthetic first. Okay, look, some basic things correct. Those are nice-looking speakers. They've done some wire management here. They obviously, they know the importance of hiding your technology. If it's not the same DJ, they've at least downsized to 1 bar of spin and puke nonsense. Look, you put a T-bar on a tripod and put it behind you. I think you're screaming, "Hi, I'm a new DJ. Nice to meet you. I'm brand new." And Ben sold me this thing, says I should have this to start with. Yeah. So, but look, it's good technology. It's still way too close to each other. I don't. That's a Bose system. I never use that. I don't know how that works. Like what its dispersal looks like to know if this person's going to blow up with the microphone. But spread out a little bit. But they're trying.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling it. Love the all black. It's sleek. Speakers again, blast zone. I don't know why someone would put it right to the left and the right hand side of you, and not spread out the sound for the room. The light stand in the back, I mean, I like it, and just to let you guys know, that's normally what we would do with one of our basic systems, except we never have our light set up until it's time to party.
Yeah.
So we set them up. Everything's down, so you only see our speakers until it's time for lights to. We kill the lights in the house and turn on the dance
good
lights.
move.
Smart.
But yeah, for the most part, it looks cool. It looks simple. It looks clean to me.
I like it. Dre, this is very slender.
This is a very slender,
Like you?
very slender setup. Definitely gets A for effort. I mean, he is definitely on the right track as far as, keeping it black, keeping it not white and lit up with LEDs.
I like it.
The light bar, not to beat a dead horse, but there's other ways to mount lights that aren't as in your face. But I like what Isaac said. If you're gonna go this route,
Hide it till you need it. Yeah.
Hide it till you need it. If this is you've inherited some gear, bought some used gear or something, and you're just getting started, hide it till you need it. It's perfect. If that's the way you're gonna go. But yeah, I mean, all
right, score this thing.
Go comments here.
Oh, you haven't gone yet.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
haven't gone yet, bro.
My bad.
I
Sorry,
don't
Richard.
have. You guys offer some great characteristics and advice here. So the other thing is, I would like to build the fact up that this person and the previous slide too, they're not using the banquet table that the venue gave them. Number one,
some base points.
So at least you're trying to make something do. Bose, obviously the highest end on the market as far as money goes, right? So this person can afford gear.
Sure.
I'm not a big Bose fan myself, but I mean, I feel like if I'm DJing, I'm a hot dog, right? If I turn around, I'm not going to speaker over. I mean, just like widen out a little bit. And if you're going to do,
you say you feel like a hot dog?
I feel like a hot dog. Like I'm DJing like this
In between the
like,
buns?
I can't do anything because everything is so close together. But if you're gonna have a T-bar in the back, at least you have a sock and everything is kind of neat.
Sure.
I love
White
Isaac's
manners.
comment on bringing that out during dinner, towards the the tail end of dinner, before you start the party. So that's good. Not my vibe, but I will since we're scoring time.
Yeah, you start
I'll
with
give it a
score.
5.
A 5 is
I'll give it
good.
a 5.
Dre, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with a 6.
A 6. Actually, Dre likes it because it's slender. Isaac, give this thing a score.
I'm gonna go with the 6.5.
Ooh, heavy. I'll go 5. And what do I give the last one? I give it a 4. This is a 5. It's a 5. All right,
very good. All right,
number 3, Mick. All right, Isaac, you go first. What do you think of this? The aesthetic.
It looks cheesy. That Mr. and Mrs. in the front.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. It doesn't look classy at all. And then you already have the spots. Why put that T-bar behind you?
Right. Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. In regards to the sound, again, I don't know why people don't put it further apart from each other, but this is better than the last one.
Yeah.
And it looks like he has a monitor behind him, on a tripod with the sock. I would put that monitor on the floor like an actual monitor, and the TV thing. Man, guys, I don't know how I feel about it. I've done it a couple times when requested, but I don't. It's not something that I go out and advertise. So
is there any part of TV or scripture, like the insignia of the couple? Is there any part of that it looks good? Do you think?
Well, look. Here's my problem with TVs, and I think I feel the same way Isaac does. If there's a purpose, then okay, right? Like the client wants a slideshow of images for their dance or whatever. But I feel like at some point someone said that if you own totems that you're going to put movers on, then you have to put 2 38-inch TVs on each one. Like you have to. DJ rules say that now to have this look, you have to have TVs. And I think DJs did that, and they didn't even know why. They think, okay, well, I bought these totems. Every picture I see on the internet has 2 TVs on it. But I think there has to be a reason, and I don't know. To do it, I don't think you need it. I like minimalistic. I'm exactly right. Like, why does it say Mr. and Mrs. on the front of your facade? And exactly right. Like if you have two movers, you're done. Good light show. You have two movers. What are those two things behind you on a T-bar all about? But at the same time, look, it is clean. They've done some wire management. I like the idea of a piece of furniture and two totems and then your speakers. I think that is a nice look, but I would have gone all black, frankly, for me, instead of the cheesy like wedding bandstand thing they got going on.
That's
But
one thing
it's
for me too. The only thing I'll comment on is the white and black is getting me a little bit. So I know QSC doesn't make white speakers, so I would have gone an all black approach or an all white approach. I think if you did all white, it would change the appeal a little bit. I'm not into the TVs or anything like that.
But that is a good sounding system, like 2K10 or whatever, 8s or 10s, one of those
for
with
that
that
size
case up.
room.
Yeah,
for that size room it would be.
that sounds good. Dre, what do you think?
Very limiting.
So I'm not a fan of this setup, and it's for a very simple reason. It would take entirely too long to set up and tear down for very little return.
For very little purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking at adding another hour and a half onto your day for setup and teardown, each, just to do things that you don't need to do. All you're doing is making your day longer and harder.
Yeah, the TVs, right.
Yeah, the TVs, there's so much extra fluff in this that isn't needed.
I agree.
Are there a lot of TV DJs out in California in your area, Isaac?
You know what? They're starting to. They're popping up quite a bit.
I don't get it.
You know what? To each their own. But what I don't get is why in the world would you do it for the same price? Like,
yeah,
doesn't
right.
make sense.
Right. You see a lot of TVs in the DJ furniture.
Yeah. I've been seeing that, and I've seen some really cool ones, man. I've seen some that look like, for instance, it's creating that same Mr. and Mrs. And maybe it looks cheesy here because you can see the bar behind it.
Yeah, just printed,
the shadow of cables. I think I see.
Yeah.
That all that looks tacky. Where I seen this TV, someone has one here in town, and it looks like it's inside of a frame. And almost like the way Toad makes his booth.
Yeah.
But his looks like a huge picture frame.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's honestly, it's good craftsmanship on his booth. I did a little research on it. Not that I wanted one. I did it more so to see, profit margin, or kind of get an idea of what profit margin might be. And I don't get how someone would make this type of investment. And if they do make this type of investment, they should be charging more than what they would have charged without having all this stuff.
Yeah.
You hit the crux of it is, can you expect a financial return for adding that technology? And in my experience, you wouldn't. I think you're doing it to achieve a certain look, but I think that I think it'd be hard for me to sell the idea to a client like, hey, I have these TVs, so I'm going to charge you more. Well, for what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get
It's not in our market.
No.
See, the only way that I would put a TV like on the front of my facade or something like that is I actually saw one and I thought that it might maybe work. Instead of doing a monogram projected on the wall, they had a moving monogram on a TV on the front of their facade. Now, that to me, you're getting rid of your monogram projector, you're getting rid of that whole setup, you're setting it up as you're setting up the rest of your audio. So it's going to save you some time and save you some gear. But it's there already?
Would it though? Not to go down the rabbit hole here, but like, is a monogram projector on on a base? Oh, I just hit myself in the face with the microphone. With like a base and a pole with a projector on it,
easy to set up,
right? Versus a TV, which you need to have a road case for, and it's heavy, and you're likely not doing it by yourself. Are you saving yourself any hassle to do a monogram on a TV versus on a projector? And again, with a projector, you can put it somewhere cool on a wall. It becomes room design versus look how cool I am on the DJ design, right? For me. All right, let's score this thing. Yeah, not go down the rabbit hole. It's okay. All this is said, we've kicked this guy's ass or this person's ass, but it's still the best one we've seen out of the three, frankly. So for me, it's like a 6.
6 for me.
Isaac?
Yeah, I'll go with 5.5.
5.5. Isaac didn't like it. Dre?
5.75.
You have to be different. All right, that was our episode of Setup Wars. We appreciate Isaac. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you in Vegas.
Have a safe trip. Yeah. Have a safe trip, brother.
Pretty good.
All right, we're
See
out.
you guys in a couple weeks.
All right, that's it for us. Another episode of The Real DJ Show is in the books. We want you along every time, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the little bell so you get notifications of all of our new content. We know you're DJs and have a lot to say, so jump in the comment section to join the debate. If you have content suggestions or you want your DJ company featured on The One Thing, email us at TheRealDJShow@rochesterdj.com. Lastly, if you're sick enough that you want to take the audio of this with you wherever you go, you can find the audio everywhere quality podcasts are found. All right, that's it for us. Show's over, bitches.